Good evening, Malaysia. Live from Angkasa Puri, I'm Shuhaida Arifin, and this is News at 10. Major stories in our lineup tonight. Dewan Negara passes anti-hopping bill. Anti-hopping bill will not apply to members of Dewan Negara. The constitutional amendments to prohibit members of parliament MPs from switching parties were passed by Dewan Negara today. The Constitution Amendment Bill No. 3, 2022 obtained the support of 52 out of 60 senators after 2 block votes, which is more than 2/3 of Dewan Negara. Dewan Negara Presiden Tan Sri Dr. Rais Yatim, when announcing the matter, said 7 senators were not present.
Setelah undian dibuat dan dikira, sekarang saya kemukakan keputusan undian iaitu seramai 52 orang ahli yang bersetuju. Ahli yang tidak bersetuju
kata tidak.
Tiada. 7 ahli yang tidak hadir. Bacaan kali kedua disetujukan. Oleh kerana lebih 2/3 undi yang bersetuju, maka rang undang-undang ini dibacakan kali yang kedua sekarang.
The bill was tabled for its second reading by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Semasa earlier. It passed the second and third reading. A total of 33 senators participated in the debate session. The historic bill was passed with overwhelming support by 209 MPs in the Dewan Rakyat last month. 11 MPs were absent when the voting took place. Datuk Seri Ismail had urged all senators to support the bill. The Constitution Amendment No. 3 bill that prohibits members of parliament from switching parties does not apply to senators or the members of Dewan Negara. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, when tabling the bill for the second reading at the Dewan Negara today, said the matter was agreed upon by the Special Select Committee after taking into consideration several inputs.
Ahli Dewan Negara dibahagikan kepada 2 kategori, iaitu ahli Dewan Negara yang dilantik oleh Yang di-Pertuan Agong dan ahli Dewan Negara yang dipilih oleh negeri berdasarkan keahlian sebagai ahli Dewan Undangan Negeri yang mewakili parti politik masing-masing. Oleh yang demikian, peruntukan larangan bertukar parti pada peringkat ini tidak terpakai ke atas ahli Dewan Negara, mengambil kira beberapa aspek penting, iaitu isu perundangan ini di peringkat negeri selain daripada memerlukan perundingan dan perkenan daripada Kewah-Duli Yang Maha Mulia Yang di-Pertuan Agong untuk ahli Dewan Negara yang dilantik oleh Yang di-Pertuan Agong.
The Premier added that he is also confident that the amendment bill is also capable of stopping any elected representative from changing parties without any valid or reasonable excuse, hence ensuring political stability in the country for the long run. The Federal Territories Ministry will organise the Keluarga Malaysia Sales Program to help reduce the cost of living for the residents of People's Housing Project PPR and Public Housing PA flats starting 15th August. Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Shahidan Kasim said it is hoped that it will help the targeted group to purchase essential items at cheaper than market prices. Apart from that, Datuk Seri Dr. Shahidan said since 14 July, his ministry has been organising the Jualan Rakyat My Grocer at Wilayah program once a week and offering groceries including chicken and eggs at cheaper prices.
Untuk malaman Dewan Yang Mulia ini, KLP memberikan kadar subsidi bersasar sebanyak RM3 bagi pembelian seekor ayam super, manakala RM50 sen subsidi bagi 10 biji telur ayam. Pemberian subsidi ini akan memanfaatkan seramai 140 47,000 penduduk yang tinggal di 61 program perumahan rakyat PPR dan perumahan awam PA di Kuala Lumpur.
Datuk Seri Syahidan further noted that the subsidy given by the ministry for the purpose within a month in Kuala Lumpur and Labuan alone amounted to RM581,000. Early warning system EWS would be installed at 20 forest eco parks nationwide with risk of landslides and water surges due to uncertain weather conditions this year. The installations would be made in stages with 8 of them would be conducted beginning next month. Forestry Department Peninsula Malaysia Director General Datuk Muhammad Riza Awang said the system would initially be installed at locations such as the forest eco parks in Perak, Selangor and Pahang. He said the remaining installations would be conducted by the end of this year.
Dia tolok hujan akan dipasang tempat strategik di kawasan yang mempunyai risiko kapal air, dan apabila keadaan curahan hujan dalam satu masa yang singkat tu tinggi dan dia akan trigger untuk menyiapkan siren untuk kita memberi amaran sekiranya ada pengunjung di bahagian bawah kawasan member. Jadi ada masa untuk pengunjung tadi keluar daripada kawasan yang berisiko.
The early warning system is also scheduled to be installed outside of the forest eco park areas so that the residents living in the nearby areas would be able to make early preparations to evacuate to safer places away from the flooding. He said the Forestry Department will also work with other agencies under the Energy and Natural Resources Ministry to identify other locations besides forest eco parks to install the systems to avoid the issue faced during the incident that occurred in Baling, Kedah. Section 42 of the Road Transport Act 1987 will be amended to impose heavier penalties against those involved in illegal racing activities. Transport Ministry Secretary General Datuk Isham Ishak said the heavier penalties would see the fine raised from RM300 to a more effective amount, possibly between RM5,000 and RM10,000, as well as a jail sentence for the offender. Datuk Isham said the amendments would also enable action to be taken against workshops modifying motorcycles used by mudroom pit. Actions would also be taken against parents who allow their children under 18 years old to join illegal racing activities. He added spectators and supporters of illegal racers would also face the law.
InsyaAllah pada parlimen sitting yang tahun depan, first sitting kita akan masukkan sekali lagi pindaan kepada akta-akta tersebut supaya kedua-dua JPJ dan juga PDRM dapat menguatkuasakan akta ini dengan lebih komprehensif dan juga menyeluruhlah, bukan saja kepada pelumba tetapi ekosistem yang menyumbang kepada aktiviti perlumbaan haram ini.
Datuk Isham said a task force involving the ministry, police, non-governmental organisations, road transport department and civil society would be set up to look into the matter, and they would be roped in for their input regarding the amendments. The Education Ministry stands by its decision not to reinstate the Primary School Achievement Test UPSR and the Form 3 Assessment PT3 despite requests from parents for the public examinations to be reintroduced. Deputy Education Minister Datuk Muhammad Alamin said UPSR and PT3 were abolished because the ministry wanted to produce human capital with skills in various fields and not limited to academic fields only.
So kita tidak akan melahirkan benda insan yang based on hanya exam oriented semata-mata. Ya. Itu tujuan utamanya. Jadi percayalah insyaAllah kita akan membantu negara untuk melahirkan benda insan yang lebih berkebolehan. Bukan hanya bidang akademik tetapi bidang yang lain juga insyaAllah.
He said this to reporters after closing the Certified Integrity Officer CEIO program Series 31 in Putrajaya today. Datuk Muhammad said this when asked to comment on media reports stating that more and more parents wanted the UPSR to be reinstated on grounds that the Education Ministry was not prepared yet to implement the classroom-based assessment PBD as a single approach to the assessment system in schools. The aim of the PBD was to reduce the emphasis on academic achievements through examinations, thereby allowing students to enjoy the learning. However, educationists and parents have pointed out that there are too many uncertainties with the systems and hence called for it to be overhauled. On 28 April this year, the Education Ministry abolished the UPSR and strengthened school-based assessment PBS and PBD. Meanwhile, on 2nd June, the MOE announced that PT3 will be abolished starting this year and it will be replaced by the strengthening of PBS. Still to come, first batch of Bangladesh foreign workers arrive. The Fisheries Development Authority of Malaysia has organised the Malaysia Fish and Seafood Exposition 2022, MySea 2022, which showcases marine products produced by local entrepreneurs. Agriculture and Food Industry Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ronald Kiandi explained that the event is aimed at promoting food and fisheries subsector technology by the entrepreneurs in an effort to explore new markets. According to the Minister, MySea 2022 would serve as a platform for entrepreneurs in the fisheries sector and subsector to penetrate the international market.
Di sini mempamerkan produk-produk daripada laut yang diusahakan oleh pengusaha-pengusaha tempatan. Dan tentu sekali kita harapkan agar produk-produk ini akan dapat menembusi pasaran antarabangsa. Jadi MAHA ini akan menemukan mereka dengan pelbagai ejen pengimport daripada luar negara dan juga entiti yang lain yang boleh mengangkat produk-produk daripada laut di negara kita ini, sama ada produk basah ataupun produk hiliran untuk menembusi pasaran antarabangsa.
In addition, Datuk Seri Dr. Ronald said the program also gives the visitors the opportunity to learn about the uniqueness of marine life and the application of food supply chain technology. Malaysia welcomed the first batch of Bangladeshi workers today. According to Human Resources Minister Datuk Seri M. Saravanan, the arrival of the workers followed the Memorandum of Understanding on the recruitment of Bangladeshi workers signed between Malaysia and Bangladesh on 19 December last year. The MOU, which is effective for 5 years until December 2026, was signed by Datuk Seri Saravanan and Bangladesh Expatriates Welfare and Overseas Employment Minister Imran Ahmad in Kuala Lumpur. Datuk Seri Saravanan said in a statement that the group of workers would be employed in the manufacturing sector. He added the entry of Bangladeshi workers into Malaysia would be carried out in batches starting today. According to him, the Bangladesh High Commission last week attested the applications of 80 local employers involved in the recruitment of 6,000 Bangladeshi workers. He further said employers who have made levy payments to the Immigration Department and intend to employ Bangladeshi workers can apply for employment verification and documentation such as employment contracts and work orders to the Bangladeshi High Commission in Malaysia. The newly established Pahang Barat Plus Economic Region, focusing on the tourism, agriculture, wood, services and mineral cluster, will help ensure a balanced development between the east and west side of the state. Senior International Trade and Industry Minister Datuk Seri Azmin Ali said the Malaysian Investment Development Authority, MIDA, had begun to identify potential projects that will help boost the economic growth in the western part of Pahang. He said Pahang Barat Plus offers vast potential and the ministry will discuss with the Finance Ministry to look at suitable incentives to help attract high-quality investors to West Pahang. The aim, he added, is to balance the development across all 11 districts in Pahang and not solely focusing on one area.
Kerana kita melihat Pahang adalah antara negeri yang telah membantu mencerdaskan ekonomi negara akibat pandemik COVID-19 dan potensi yang ada di negeri Pahang itu cukup besar yang harus kita wujudkan kerjasama bagi merealisasikan aspirasi negara untuk muncul semula sebagai sebuah negara yang dapat memacu pertumbuhan yang lestari.
Datuk Seri Azmin was speaking to reporters after attending the Industry Coordination Joint Committee meeting between the Ministry and the Pahang Government, which was led by Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Wan Rosdi Wan Ismail in Kuantan today. Meanwhile, Datuk Seri Wan Rosdi said Pahang Barat Plus will be a vehicle to help accelerate the development on the west side of the state, which has been described as being left behind in terms of growth. The gradual increase in the overnight policy rate OPR will not cause a significant impact. Deputy Finance Minister Wan Datuk Muhammad Shah Abdullah said any decision made by Bank Negara Malaysia BNM to adjust the monetary policy in the future would be implemented in a controlled manner and gradually so that it would not affect the country's economic recovery momentum. Elaborating further, Datuk Muhammad Shahar said BNM is of the view that the gradual rise in OPR would not have a significant effect, especially for the B40 group.
Ini adalah kerana 1/3 pinjaman oleh golongan B40 adalah pada kadar tetap, kebanyakan adalah untuk pinjaman pembelian kereta dan pembiayaan peribadi. Kerajaan menerusi Bank Negara Malaysia juga ingin menekankan pelbagai program bantuan masih tersedia untuk golongan peminjam mudah terjejas.
The Deputy Minister added that if the OPR is increased hastily and at a large magnitude, could hinder the economic growth and affect the well-being of the people. Hence, he said the government through BNM would like to stress that various aid programs are still available for the vulnerable borrowers. A man who allegedly placed a vaping device into a baby's mouth in an incident at a restaurant in Bandar Baru Uda, Johor Bahru recently is in remand for 5 days from today. The remand order against a 23-year-old businessman was issued by Magistrate R. Salini for investigation under Section 31, Subsection 1, Subsection A of the Child Act 2001. He was arrested by the Criminal Investigation Division of the Johor Bahru Utara JBU Police at about 12:45 p.m. at Jalan Puteh following a report lodged by the baby's mother on 6 August. If found guilty, the man could be sentenced to a maximum jail term of 20 years or 50,000 ringgit fine or both. According to the complaint, she, her younger sister, the baby and the suspect, who is a friend of her sister, were at a restaurant when the man placed the vaping device in the baby's mouth. A 17-second video on the incident is going viral. 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games closed its curtain this morning after 11 days of spectacular display of athleticism, determination and sportsmanship. Malaysia contingent ended the campaign in Birmingham with their heads held high after exceeding the target of 6 gold medals after hauling 7 gold medals, 8 silvers and 8 bronzes. The success sees them equaling the feat achieved at the 2018 edition in Gold Coast, Australia, where they returned home with 7 golds, 5 silvers and 12 bronzes. Malaysia bagged its first 2 gold medals in weightlifting events through Muhammad Anik Gasdan in men's 55 kg category and Muhammad Aznil Bidin in 73 kg category. The third gold medal was contributed by badminton camp through mixed category before national para-lifter Boni Bunyau Gustin powered through the men's below 72 kg category, winning the fourth gold medal while setting the new record for Commonwealth Games. National young gymnast Eng Jo Yi made a stunning debut in the Commonwealth Games when she dazzled her way to deliver Malaysia's fifth gold medal through ball discipline, and hours later bagged her second gold via ribbon discipline, completing the sixth gold medal target. Pearly Tan and Amtina gave Malaysia a pleasant surprise when they smashed Chloe Birch, Lauren Smith duo from England in badminton's women doubles final yesterday, delivering the seventh and final gold medal for Malaysia. Malaysia wrapped up the campaign in the 10th place, an improvement compared to the 12th placing in the 2018 edition. Australia defended their titles as overall champions with a haul of 67 golds, 57 silvers and 54 bronzes, followed by hosts England and Canada. That's all the time we have for tonight. In the top story, Dewan Negara passes anti-hopping bill after receiving 52 out of 60 votes from members of Dewan Negara. Don't forget to tune in to TV2 tomorrow afternoon for the latest news in Updates at Noon. Thank you for watching. I'm Shuhaida Arifin. Goodbye for now.